This morning, we're learning about making meals at home that are favorites in restaurants really around the globe.
Yeah, Chef Mish Sen from Chaska just published our first cookbook. It's called Indian Kitchen Secrets, 52 easy-to-make Indian recipes for beginners. And Chef Mish joins us live this morning here. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, you have a really cool story. A teacher turned food blogger, starting this whole journey during COVID, now up to 30,000 followers on Instagram. Share more with us.
Yeah, so I've been a teacher for like 9 years. I used to teach English actually in Boston. I moved here for my husband. We got married and I moved to Minneapolis. I also have family here. So I was doing digital marketing for a reason. I had pivoted in between. But in 2020, just everything dried up. I'm a consultant, so there were no jobs. So I was home, I had more time, and this was something I always wanted to start. So I thought this would be a good time. And I also kind of had this, I would say a little, like a light bulb went on that, you know, I think people would want to cook at home more. And I know people who like Indian food, they ask me about it. So why don't I just start on Instagram and see what happens? And in the first year, I actually grew to 15,000. That's because so many people were cooking and they liked the easy step-by-step. So I have put a lot of time.
So where do you get your inspiration when it comes to the recipes for these dishes? Is this something that you were taught at home when you were young, or where did that come from?
Yes, thank you for asking me that question. It's actually, everything is a tribute to my grandmother. I spent a lot of time growing up with her, and she would just, you know, now I know how hard it was, but we would go and there would always be gourmet food. She didn't have tech, like, you know, food tech or kitchen tech like we have now. Everything was manual, but it was fast. And I really developed a real love for food and entertaining with food and respecting my guests with food. And she was the one. I actually did a whole dinner for 5 when I was 17 with her guidance. So that was my first like, coming out type of thing, like, you know, into the food world.
Yeah, so Chef, we've seen a couple dishes. You have some dishes there in your kitchen, but we've seen a couple from the cookbook there, from some recipes there. They are beautiful. If we show, can we show a couple of them so you can tell us a little bit about each of the ones?
Sure. So I have with me here.
Okay, what's on the screen right now?
Yes. So one thing I want to point out, it's not always going to be looking the same because that was more spicy. This is less spicy. Okay. But it's the same dish, and it's a worldwide favorite. It's chicken butter masala. I think a lot of people who like Indian food order that, but it can be made so easily at home. Normally, you would marinate and put it in a clay oven called a tandoor. All of that, all of those steps I cut out because it's not, you really don't need to do that to enjoy the same restaurant favorite. The actual ingredient that's the secret in it is dried fenugreek leaves that gives it a restaurant quality smell. And the other dish I have is a vegan dish. It's a chickpea curry called chana masala. Sometimes it's called chole masala. That's also very popular. Very easy. The actual tedious process here is soaking the chickpeas and boiling it. It's a long process, but we can just use canned chickpeas. I would, of course, be cautious as to use low sodium and rinse it out well. But otherwise, you know, it just cuts out a lot of the steps, and it's super easy. It's kid-friendly. It's fully vegan. Very easy to make.
Chef, I'm just gonna put it out there right now. I know you got some 30,000 followers. Don't be surprised if you get more based on what just happened with this interview, because a lot of people at home, their mouths are watering based on what we just saw. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. By the way, you can see more of Mish's recipes and Indian kitchen secrets on her Instagram page, Eats with Mish.